Before this video starts, I'd like to thank Darren for his PayPal donation. Thank you very much. 2020 is over and I think it's time for me and for you to look back at what kind of year this was. Sure, many people will have only negative things to say about this year, but I'm talking more about what kind of year this was in terms of improvement specifically for you. Did you achieve your set goals this year? Did you develop healthy habits and disciplines in order to make you better? Did you learn something this year? Well, I have. So in this video, I'm going to share 5 lessons that I've learned in 2020. Let's start with the most important lesson I learned, and that is that hard work matters. If you've been following this channel throughout the year, you will most likely remember that in many of the videos, I used the comparison of my work ethic now and when I was 18 and below years old. But as with Jordan Peterson's rule number 4, compare yourself to who you were yesterday and not to who someone else is today. And this year was the year that I actually started to develop my work ethic and gave a promise to myself that I kept consistently over the whole year, to upload 1 video per week. Looking back at it, I am super grateful for my past self for this, as I would just still be sitting around and waiting for the perfect idea and for the perfect circumstances to make a video. Now it's like a program in my brain, I have to upload a video. And of course, it's not going to always be like this, because there will be a time when I will need a couple of more weeks to make a better quality video for you guys, but just the process of developing this work ethic was and is really important to me. It just gives meaning to my life, as well as you guys when you watch these videos and just support me, and I'm truly grateful for that. Of course, there is a downside to this newly developed work ethic, at least for me, but it's like not always a downside, and sometimes it can be helpful, but it's kind of weird to describe, but like whenever I sit down to maybe watch a movie or play video games, my brain just doesn't shut off. It just keeps going and just keeps just saying to me like, you should be working, you what are you doing, you're resting, even though like I planned that break and the rest is important. On the other side, this anxiety keeps me going to work when I just don't feel like it. So yeah, it's kind of weird because in some situations this is helpful, but at the same time really draining. For example, when I told myself that I will not work on anything and just rest over the holidays for 1 week, I just couldn't do it. I kept thinking about what video will I upload next and how after the break I will need to edit a video, and I just ended up working on my vacation on Christmas morning actually. I think that I have these thoughts because I'm just terrified of my past self and the fear of turning back into the guy who used to just watch porn and masturbate 3 times per day, wouldn't do his homework most of the time, and just spend his day playing video games all day. It's too big, and that is what keeps me pushing forward. Also, the future is terrifying for me as well. I dropped out of university to pursue filmmaking, and right now I'm living alone in this dorm room. I have no plans to go back to university, and I'm working in a pizzeria as a pizza delivery guy to pay my bills. So sometimes my anxiety just reminds me that I have to make it, or else I'll go back to who I was 2 years ago, and also I won't get out and become something in the future. So yeah, this work ethic can be hard to follow sometimes, but I'm still grateful for it nonetheless. Now, if you haven't developed your work ethic last year, I think it's time to do it this year. Even though if you're really ambitious like me, this work ethic can be like a new source of anxiety, but I think it's still worth it, because how else are you gonna reach your goals, or maybe even attempt to reach your goals? Only through work. There is no other way. Now, this one might seem to contradict the last lesson, but even though my anxiety pushes me to work and won't let me rest most of the time, to not burn out, it's still important to plan breaks and reward yourself for working hard, and having work-life balance is not only about rest and leisure activities. It's also about developing healthy personal habits that take you away from your main work and let you work in a different way. Things like reading books, which I'm going to go over later, working out, and learning new skills. These things are just as, if not more important as leisure activities. When you play video games or watch a movie, yeah, you are resting, and it's important to have this method of just shutting your brain off and rest type of activities. But with meditation, for example, you are improving as well as you rest, and for many people, including me, these improvement leisure activities are hard to do as they require more effort than just going out with friends, but they give you more fulfillment and a better quality rest than just simply binge watching YouTube videos. Now that I think about it, I should focus more on these wisdom cultivating activities because this year I just want to have more productive rest as opposed to just regular rest with regular leisure activities. I encourage you guys to try out the same. And one thing that helped me last year and is probably gonna help me this year is to read books. Let me just start with this. I don't really like to read books. I actually read a lot when I was in primary school, but then the school introduced these mandatory books that everyone had to read, and then it just kind of became not fun anymore. But nowadays, I read the books that interest me, and I'm not saying that I go through a book a week. Far from that. I sometimes go through 20 pages a day or 20 pages per week, but I find that whenever I go past the initial discomfort of just sitting down to read, something magical happens. Even if I don't understand fully what the author is saying or I don't agree with a point, I still feel like I am learning and expanding as a person, even if I only remember a few things after I stop reading the book. Again, it's all about the consistency with the habit as opposed to just what you can do with the habit. I find that reading just 20 pages per day has a huge effect on the entire day, as that just gives me more wisdom and makes me less anxious, if that makes sense. Marcus Aurelius once said that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. And if you start your day by reading just a little, the thoughts from the book stay with you, and that's what helps you to have a more of a quality day and life. Throughout the year, I made 2 videos on the topic of slowing down. These videos serve more for me as reminders that I should take things more slowly and have more patience. If you are young and you are just an ambitious person like myself, then it's really easy to go above and beyond to achieve your goals. The thing is that this leads you to burnout and you just start to hate doing your work and in turn hate yourself for becoming discouraged in your work. Remembering that there is still a whole life ahead of you can help you slow down, appreciate what you have now, and develop a more long-term and balanced approach to your work. Now, what do I mean with taking things more slowly, both physically and mentally? I explained the mental part of slowing down, but slowing down physically, what does that mean? Well, it's when you actually slow down and perform actions throughout your day slower. As an example, when you wake up in the morning, don't just rush to the shower and mindlessly do your morning routine. Instead, take your time, open the blinds, look through the window, think about what you can accomplish today, drink some water and feel the taste of it and how it replenishes your thirst after your night's sleep. Make your coffee without just turning on YouTube or your TV as background noise and just enjoy the silence. These things make you more mindful and in turn less stressed and anxious, which literally makes you physically slow down because you are just in the present moment. If you want to find out more about how to slow down, you can watch these 2 videos by clicking the link on the top right corner of the screen right now or just checking out the description. The last lesson I learned can be both hard and inspirational. Hard because, well, there is no one to fall back on, but inspirational because this makes you stronger and more responsible for your life. What do I mean exactly? Well, in life, when you are trying to achieve anything, you, for the most part, are alone. Yes, you can have your family members and your friends supporting you, but in the end, they will not do the work that has to be done in order for you to get to your goals. You have to do that. Can't seem to develop healthy habits when it comes to diet and exercise? You are responsible for yourself and nobody's coming to save you. You are responsible to seek the information and help of others who are smarter and more experienced in this field, but it is up to you to execute their ideas and make use of the information provided in order to develop those healthy habits. For me, I am responsible and alone in terms of achieving something as a filmmaker and developing as a person, because no family or friends support me and actually tries to discourage me in some cases when it comes to this, and it is up to me to prove them wrong and to prove to myself that I am capable. To quote Jordan Peterson again, the purpose of life is finding the largest burden that you can bear and bearing it. So I wish you all to take on the responsibility and bear the burden of 2021, and the first thing you can do in this year is to just leave a like on this video and comment down below what are your thoughts on this video and what kind of lessons did you learn this year in 2020. And also you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, and all the links to my social medias are gonna be in the description. And also, if you want to support this channel and improve its quality, you can do that by both donating to me on PayPal and on Patreon. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and stay on your journey.